of RNA drops and their ingredients or something like that. Okay, something like that. Okay, here we go. He has been hinting. Let me warn you people. The other day, Ion blurted out. No, JW blurted out. What have you wrought, Bob? What have you unleashed on the world? It's the greatest invention ever made. And Ion
says consistently all the way through that hasn't changed at all. Everything else has. The only thing we've said consistently that hasn't changed at all is y'all hadn't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, we remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there it is again.
Why don't we have that on one of our the bottles, the RNA drops bottle? You ain't eaten nothing yet.
There you go. We would have the FDA look at this product, but we're not selling anything. And it's in Bob's chart. There's nothing for sale.
What's it made up of? Tactility. What did you do? How'd you make it? Well, we just took a little ounce of tactility, mixed it with another ounce of antimatter, and came up with pot, which you can eat.
Hey, it's in the Bible. I mean, you gonna fight the Bible now? You're gonna. The FDA
you're gonna arrest
coming
us?
against the Holy Scriptures. There you go.
You're gonna arrest us? We're just quoting the Bible, buddy.
Really? Well, the ingredients: Ezekiel 1:22.
Isn't that awesome?
That was funny. I like that one.
What are the ingredients? Ezekiel 1:22. Now, that should tell you something, Ginny. That's the terrible crystal verse.
Yes, that is the terrible crystal verse. Yes, it is, Bob.
Oh, now come on! You got to go into the terrible crystal. We don't know that one yet.
Another guy who was late for school, didn't make it to class. Over to the graduate school.
Yeah, but I know who to find. I know who to ask the questions of.
Who?
You and Ginny.
Yeah. Okay, you know to show up here. It's like you know where the back room is, where the professors hang out.
There you go. No, tell me about the terrible crystal.
Well, you look up Ezekiel. It's the first chapter and verse I basically memorized. It was very significant. Ion in Rewrite predicted in April 2011 that on April 5th the terrible crystal would happen. And so there was much speculation and trying to figure out in Scripture and talking and digging at Ion about what is the terrible crystal. And Ginny and Greg were there and Brian, and they know all the different interpretations. Well, come April 5th, 2012, what happened? Nothing of the many themes that people thought would be didn't happen. But you know what did happen? The patents got released a couple of days before, thanks to the Ashley and her partner. They went scurrying over to Project Camelot to expose our patent, or they found it. We hadn't even seen it yet. To expose our patent, and then say anybody could make this. Here it is. You can make your own RNA drops. So it got released first, like the end of March, first few days of April, and then I realized later, oh, that's the terrible crystal. That's what got released. That's the thing, the RNA drops and the cell 8 formula. So I'm going through some old archives the other day, and I hear this, and I hear Ion say, what are the ingredients? Ezekiel 1:22. And none of us knew that when he said that, and that was probably said about April 2011. That was one of those April-May sessions, right around the time that he was talking about it. He put it right there, Ginny. Do you get that? There's the answer right there.
Yep, he did, and we did speculate about it quite a bit, but it says point blank in Ezekiel 22, the likeness of the firmament above their heads of the living creatures was like the color of an awesome crystal stretched out over their heads, and you would see it in the clouds. And so there's the cloud of the chip body ringing out with the patents for the eye cell and the cell 8. Yeah, it was great.
Right. And the big definition of firmament that we uncovered, we didn't suspect, it meant audience. It doesn't just, it's not limited to the sky. It is a crowd of people is the firmament. So the patents were released in a crowd of people, namely a forum on Project Camelot, chip body cloud of people, and it struck terror in some and happiness in others.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. The cloud of people. That's right. Yeah, all the people. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
DNA has a kind of a crystalline property. Does the RNA drop? Is there a crystalline property to the RNA drops?
What do you say, Carol? She's shaking her head yes. Under the microscope. And what's beautiful, not knowing and even thinking of what we've just said the last 5 minutes, we opened this hour with crystal blue persuasion.
Yeah.
See, there's something else helping us.
You got the momentum of all that is behind you, Bob. The winds are blowing.
Yes, Scott Leach knows that, but the reason I played it is Deb out in Idaho sent me an email. It's there on the Dukes. You can see it, Jimmy. I think it is, or is it to me personally? Maybe it's to me personally. She says, I just love that Tommy James thing you posted today on Dukes.